Alright, so The Witcher is a new series that's on Netflix, and everybody is loving this series. It's like it's the new Game of Thrones. Everybody has been wanting a new Game of Thrones since about season 6 of Game of Thrones. Let's be honest. And in this series it's very much like Game of Thrones, except there are a lot of differences, seeing as how it's a different series, it's different lore. And I gotta say, it's very enjoyable. This series, I was skeptical when going into this series because I was like, The Witcher is like, isn't that a game series? Oh, wonderful. But then somebody told me, it was like, no. It's based on the books that The Witcher series is coming from, and the games are also based on the books as well, so in which case, like Game of Thrones, it's based on source material that everybody is going to enjoy. And from what I hear, the source material is actually complete so that The Witcher can have a decent ending. Yeah. So The Witcher stars Henry Cavill. The dude is great as Geralt of Rivia. Geralt of Rivia is The Witcher, and he's not liked by anyone. He's one of those guys. He's kind of like Batman in a sorts, but he's okay with killing people. He doesn't give a fuck, and he just like somebody walks up to him and he's like, "Fuck off." I love it every time. Every time he has one of those moments, just fuck. It's hilarious, and Henry Cavill, he brings, I believe he brings something special to this role. The dude's Superman. Everybody loves him as Superman, and everybody is going to love him as Geralt. And usually when you hear of an actor who's like Superman or something like that, they stick to that, they stick to that particular role as their legacy. They're like, yeah, that guy's Batman, that guy's Spider-Man, that guy's Superman. But Henry Cavill, he's like, fuck it, I'll be Geralt as well. Everybody will know me as Geralt and Superman. Deal with it. And while the series is very good, it doesn't really go too deep into Geralt's character. It's like Geralt's a Witcher. He can do some magic things, and he has a sword and his eyes glow. Actually, he has two swords. On with the show. And while I'm fine with that, I do believe that the next season or the seasons to come will actually bring in a lot more to Geralt and his character. But it was like, I wanted just a little bit more. I wanted to find out a little bit more. And there's this girl that Geralt has to find, is trying to find Geralt. Her name's Ciri, like the Apple AI, and she's probably the weakest link of the entire show because every time it cuts back to her, she's either trying to get away from something or she's just talking with another character, and it's like, all right, let's sort of get going a bit better. But by the end, her character, you love her character as much as you love Geralt and another character that I'll get to. You like them both, you enjoy them both, and by the end you're like, all right, you've earned your stripes, and we'll keep you in because you're awesome. But then the real meat of the entire season, so far, has to be Yennefer. And somebody was like, oh yeah, like the Witcher series, everybody knows about Geralt and Yennefer, and I was like, I don't. I've never played the games, nor have I read the books. I literally started playing the Witcher series games 3 days ago because of this series. And I enjoy the games, but it's like, I have no idea who Yennefer is. So when somebody showed me the poster of The Witcher, I was like, oh, okay, so Yennefer's all skinny and hot, that's cool. And then when the second episode started, it's like, Yennefer she's a troll? Fuck. So the poster kind of spoiled that for me because at first her character, she's all hunched up, she's sort of like this, and she's just like sort of like that, and then bad episode 3, she just sort of fixes herself, and now she's all beautiful, and she's Yennefer, she's the sorceress Yennefer, and her story is a very tragic one. It's some people have turned around and said to me, she's all about the power. Fuck that chick. And it's like, what? Did you watch the series, at all? I get if you watch, the first 3 episodes, yeah, I get it. But if you watch the entire series, she's not all about the power. I mean, yeah, she wants it all. But what she gave up in order to be beautiful, in order to be gorgeous and perfect at her craft, she gave up something that she has come to despise giving up, and now she's trying to get that back, and that really makes her character just a little bit more interesting, just so much more involved, and you just enjoy her character a lot more than you enjoy Geralt and Ciri, and she's really the best character in this season so far. And like I hope as the series goes further, like I hope to find out more about her. I hope to like her more, maybe even hate her more. We'll see, or just to watch her die. I don't know. I will say, as a gripe for this season, the time passage is a little bit unfocused, uncertain, because every time somebody walks up, it's like, "Hey man, it's been months." It's like, it's been months. Okay, months it's been then. Cool. And then somebody else would turn up, and just like Geralt would go up to somebody else and be like, "Hey, it's been 12 years since we've seen it." It was like, it's been 12 years? What the hell's... Alright, Game of Thrones definitely did time passage a little better, but we'll get over it, because by the end you're like, yeah, alright, I get it. I get what you're trying to do with the time passage, kind of, but in the end, I would have preferred to have the time passage be a little more focused, a little more involved. Like when like a couple years passed, I would like to know that a couple years has passed. And another tiny, I would call it a nitpick more than a gripe. Nitpick, the only nitpick that I can really think of is that a couple episodes that I can think of, particularly the season final, they used Geralt the Witcher himself sparingly. Like he's barely in it. Like in the last episode, that I can think of, he has about 10 minutes of the 59 minutes of screen time that is in the show, that is in the episode, and I was like, that's a bit strange considering it's the season final. However, I do believe that Geralt's character in that episode was more there to set up, or at least give intrigue to what may be coming, and that I enjoy, because I was like, oh, that is interesting. I still would have preferred Geralt to go throw down with a bunch of bad guys, but yeah, whatever. And then also the second episode, is whatever, but he is sparingly in that. The same with the last episode. He's in it for 10 minutes, but it's the second episode. Who cares? But I would have preferred to have seen Geralt a little more in those episodes. However, I do enjoy the story that was toppled in on top of it to make you feel like they had a point as to why Geralt wasn't in the episode. So in that case, I liked what they were doing, and I enjoyed this series. Although, if you're going into this series thinking that it's the next Game of Thrones, keep those expectations in check, because it's not the next Game of Thrones. Well, it can be, because it has similar elements, but it's not Game of Thrones. If you loved Game of Thrones in its prime when it was seasons 1 through 4, you won't you will be a little let down, because this series isn't as good as that. But I do see potential for it to be as good as that, in which case I am enjoying what I see. And I don't really want to give a rating for a TV show, because it's a TV show. There's 8 episodes. There are 8 episodes. All of them have about an hour's worth of your time. And if you haven't seen this series, you should definitely check out this series, because this series is great. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, click the subscribe button to see more. And comment below. Comment below. Tell me what your favorite season of Game of Thrones was, and what your favorite moment in The Witcher was. And I'll see you next time.